Yes, we are live.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, guys. Good afternoon.
Or whatever time it is where you're watching this, because we know we have fans all over. So
All over the world. One
thanks
in
for joining
Germany,
us.
one in France, one in Brussels, one with muscles. Right?
So thanks for joining us. This is once again the Given Trouble Show. I am just Lisa,
And I am Lyrics.
and we is feminist stand-up comedians. No, it's not like an
Oxymoron.
oxymoron. It's not. So welcome to our show where we give trouble and we talk about things and we give our interpretation from our perspective as Caribbean feminists.
Absolutely. Oh, Avril's here. Hi, Avril. How you
Given,
doing? Good
how
to
you
see you,
doing?
girl.
Avril, how are the
Avril.
cats?
How are the cats, Avril? Inquiring minds want to know. It'll take a couple minutes before it comes in.
So yeah. So anyway, how you going, Gil? What went on with you? You alright?
Well, I am holding on to my sanity by my very, very, very short fingernails.
Good thing you
It's
have strong teeth.
Listen, it's COVID season. Things are crazy. The world is uncertain. I'm not really sure which way is up or down anymore. I know I love doing this show with you, and I'm always gonna enjoy that. So let's keep that going.
Before we go any further and talk about our current affairs and so on, like we usually do, two things I want to say. One is that I forgot to tell you we made an error in our last show in that Nazma was actually still in jail. She's still in remand.
She
But
hasn't been released on bail. Okay.
no, got bail, meaning that if she could raise the money, she will be bailed.
So she has
But
access to bail. Yes.
but the fundraising is still um, going on to raise the money to bail her out. So that's a
Okay.
correction. And guys, I just want to stress: do not get your news from a comedy show.
I see. Yeah. If you get news from a comedy show, yeah, you need to fix your life. I just say
There are
it.
bigger things
Not
wrong.
that, and oh, conspiracy lyrics is emerging. Conspiracy lyrics is emerging. Not that any news source is a trusted source. The more
Having
you
worked for
look,
Wall Street
the
dailies in
more
Trinidad,
you look. I mean, I'm not QAnon or anything. Like, I'm not completely crazy. But, you really have to be careful with your news sources and try to look for different sources. I recommend looking at RT, look at Al Jazeera, look at BBC, yes, but be very guarded and try to look at local news sources in the countries that you're exploring because they usually have a very different perspective than the international media. Just remember CNN's coverage of the coup, which was just wrong and off and completely crazy and would have you believe that Trinidad was on fire and babies were being spiked. So instead we was watching Little Mermaid and talking about World Cup. So I just saying,
points, excellent points. And the other
be
thing I wanted
careful.
to say was that we have a very exciting project that we worked on. We mentioned it to you all, and we can now talk about it because it's out there in the world. The NGC Bocas Lit Fest, which is on this weekend from tomorrow until Sunday, and it's going to be broadcast live. There's obviously no literal physical festival going on, but it's an online festival, and it's going to be amazing. We are actually part of it as Femcom. Lou,
Yes.
lyrics, tell us. Tell us.
Yes. So Lisa and I, we're a multi-talented duo, definitely what they call multi-hyphenate creatives. And one of the things we do here at Femcom, is we create our own little funny videos um, about different things how we see the world as feminists and as women of a certain age, as well as women of color. And fortunately, the people over at Bocas were able to sort of see the value of that perspective. And they brought us on to create some, I think, very engaging content for them. We've created some characters, and you're going to be seeing some of the misadventures of the characters. And we'll be hanging out with some of our local creatives because, as feminist comedians, as part of the creative landscape in Trinidad and Tobago, we think it's really important for us to help to support each other in our different endeavors. So definitely you'll be seeing some signs of that kind of thing in the content we've created for Bocas Lit Fest, and we hope you guys enjoy it and do check it out. They're doing some amazing stuff over there. It's really, really, really fun and crazy. And there's a big political panel that I'm very interested in taking in.
Patterson bite.
Yeah, PJ Patterson is on a panel, and I saw Marina this morning, who is the leader of the Lit Fest, on CNC3, and she was talking about, how the panels that they've had, particularly the political ones, have actually led to actual policy change. So that's really exciting to me. Yes, I'll be taking that in directly.
So check out Bocas and check us out. Look for our videos. We are playing characters called Boki and Rona. And then we also have some other independent shorts within the stream. One of them is a series called Say It Like a Trini. So look out for those. They're hilarious.
They are.
And adorable. So, and I want to say very quickly, thank you to all our collaborators, to Jillian, to Abibele, to Sterling, and to Risan, and to Wayne, and to Dennis, and to Carissa. Did I miss anybody?
Oh gosh, probably. Any
shop where we buy the little hand sand.
The Chinese grocery and carnage.
I just want to and the guy who got the mangoes from, I just want to say thank you to all of you.
Yeah.
And God bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you peace. And thank you so much for working with us.
Yes. We have an attitude of gratitude. And speaking of collaborators, we had a great time. One of the people who we had with us as part of the content we've created for Bocas is Miss Jillian Moore. And Jillian's someone who's been a part of the creative landscape in Trinidad and Tobago for a long time. And I have to say her music is just grown and matured. It's just like, it's like a ripe Julie mango ready to pluck right now. It's juicy, it's sweet, it have depth. And we're so fortunate that she loaned us the use of some of her music for the content we created, and also herself playing the fool with us all up and down the people and them road. And we appreciate it ever so much. So we're just celebrating, she has a new album, Ever Changing. Mm-hmm. Check it out. If you can purchase it, please purchase it. Support our own. It's wonderful music. I don't have to give you the hard sell because it's so good.
It's real good. She has a piece of an interview in today's Newsday by Melissa Doughty, and it's pretty good. So check it out. Read about her mission and journey as a musician. And this particular piece is talking about a song that she has about the war on crime and how young Black men are principally victims of this war. So check out the piece.
Yeah,
what else we got there, girl?
Well, we have so many things, but we also have a guest today, and I thought it would be great if we could talk through those things with her as well. She's a lovely, lovely lady, Miss Cameilla Ali, and she will be joining us, and believe it or not, she would be one of the people who were in the first round of cases of COVID in Trinidad and Tobago, and she experienced quarantine and having the illness itself, and she's here to talk to us today and tell us about it. So viewers, if you have questions and they are appropriate, we will ask them. And I'm going to bring her into the studio. She's all ready and smiling and looking beautiful. All right, so hi Cameilla, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks so much.
Hi, just Lisa and Lyrics.
Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. It's a pleasure to talk to you and to share your story with people. How are you going? How are you doing?
Well, I am in the state of gratitude. Yeah, just Lisa. My experience was enough for therapy for the next year or 2 years, but it was an experience. I was basically number 105.
Okay.
Tested positive for COVID-19.
When?
This was on the 26th of March, 2020. And when the DMO called, well, I got it through travel.
Right.
I was in contact with someone who traveled. So I'm home, because once somebody traveled at that time, I was prepared to quarantine myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I made all the arrangements. I said, well, all right, I'm picking up this person from the airport and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be home for the 14 days. Brought all my files home, buy thousands of dollars in food, and settled down. I don't have a TV, so I was in front of the computer. But so like in the third day of me being in contact with the traveler, I like gardening. So I was outside, I was home trying to do work, but everything else is getting in your way.
Sure.
I'm in the garden and I'm doing extra work. So I come back inside and I start to feel like, you're getting all your joints hurting you a little bit. And I say, God, that's me digging a hole in the garden. So I say, well, don't worry about it. But around 6 days after, I decide, let me call the DMO, my area DMO, and ask him about being tested. And they were calling to the HMO. The traveler came through the airport. They took all the information and who would be around the traveler and stuff like that. So they were actually calling our home every day.
Right. Checking in,
making sure that we were okay, no symptoms or anything like that, which is excellent, I must admit. And they weren't, like, okay, so anything happened to you today? Or, Miss Ali, how are you? How are you? Very compassionate. I love that.
So that no flourishness, no.
Oh God.
If you didn't say, what going on?
Yeah.
Very pleasant.
They were very pleasant. And that I appreciated. Because then, I think with that, it helped you to open up a little more. When somebody hugs with you, I don't want to
like you don't want to say what really going on.
What really going on with you? So you girls say, well, I feel like hurting me. Or my hand hurting me. But this time it's really the gardening I was doing. I was causing all of that.
Right.
The DMO said, well, go to St. Augustine outpatient clinic and you can drive in. They'll be waiting there. There's a tent and they will test you. So your girl jump in her car and she going down there. They put me to wait because they had to prepare. They had to make sure that they were fully clothed in their PPE. And I mean, like space aliens. How
did you feel? Did that freak you out a little bit? Because you were kind of comfortable up to that point, but when you see them putting on the spacesuits to deal with you.
Yes, this was the first time. Well, no, this was the second time. The first time was when he tried to get tested, right? But knowing that they're coming to me and you can't see them, they totally covered down, goggles, masks, everything.
Ebola level protection.
Yeah, it's like you can't even breathe. So I sat in the car and the security make sure to wind my glass up. So my glass up, I'm my car. Broad daylight, sun hot, breeze blowing, but they in PPEs and my car glass up, so I sweating,
Yeah.
So finally I drove in. They took the Q-tips. It's a very long Q-tip.
Yes.
And they asked me to tilt my head back and put the Q-tip down my
How did
nose.
that feel? That always looks really rough. Like, how did that feel?
And when the doctor was coming towards me, I was going like, he says, relax, relax, just tilt your head back and
Yeah,
be over soon. And it did. He was very, very gentle,
yeah,
very careful to actually get it going down my nostril. It
yeah.
didn't like, drag it down the side. So it simply and he just twirled it a little bit and then
Yeah.
he put it into a thing and then he said, well, I'm going to do the other side. I said, 2 sides.
Oh
Say,
God,
well, you have
again.
COVID in your left nostril, not your right.
Both. Anyway, so we went back there again, tilt my head on the car seat and put it in the thing and went. He said, Miss Ali, we will call you in 24 hours. So said, so done, partner. 24 hours, they were prompt in the beginning. You realize that, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
You were very, very prompt with diagnosis and then picking you up. So, I was home. That was the Saturday. I did the test. The Sunday, the DM called.
And they came for you.
You gotta swear I was going to prison.
So what came? Like, what was the arrangement?
So
A
the DM
police van,
it,
stopping men with guns.
Get in the car, lady.
they were nice. The ambulance was nice. The police had to do their job. I understand that at that point, but I couldn't understand the fear factor. All right, you're looking at me and normal. This kind of sneezing and not coughing and not like an invalid that you have to come pick me up. On the other aspect of it, where you have the medical facility treating you like beautiful, you had the police treating you like if you are a convict.
Right.
Telling you.
So in what kind of ways? What would you say that what made you feel that way? What behavior?
Well, when they were trying to do the tracking, basically, remember at that time, they want to know who I am in contact with.
Right.
But Lord have mercy, I swear. If I really, it was like I'll throw you in jail now.
Right.
Answer the question. Who you order pizza? What day you order pizza? What time you order pizza?
Okay.
What the man was wearing? What kind of car come?
Wow. All of that.
Cameilla, girl, deep. They probe more than the doctor with the swab. Boy.
Rough. So then they put you in a vehicle like a black van and thing? Or
no, the ambulance came, blue lights flashing, police driver cordon off the road.
Right.
I packed my little bag because the DMO told me pack for 7 days.
Right.
So underwear, my little pajamas, I say I'll carry my blanket, I like my pillow and blanket. I reached that age where I can't sleep anywhere without my pillow and my blanket.
Right. Yeah, me too. Yes, go hospital with your pillow and your blanket. Normal.
Anyway, so shove it in the little suitcase there and I go on, right? So we went into the ambulance. I went into the ambulance. We parked right outside my gate.
Right. So they transported you in an ambulance.
Yes.
So you were in like the bed thing, or you was just sitting down on the side?
Oh no, they strapped me into the bed.
They strap you into the ambulance bed like a proper patient. Strap up. Okay.
Yeah, strap up. We drove to Coover Hospital, and we sat there and waited for clearance. I guess they had to be dressing their PPEs and stuff like that. And
so you sat in the ambulance waiting.
Yeah, so we had to strap you up. If the ambulance would swerve, so you falling off that thing,
True. So you have to strap you up for your own safety.
Yeah. But the nurse was very, very compassionate. She was kind. She took all the necessary information from me. Name, date of birth, how I'm feeling, how much children I have, where I'm born.
Regular intake kinds of questions.
Normal details. Yeah.
Whilst I was sitting down there, we spoke. She asked me how did I contact it, and I said,
while this.
Yeah, she was totally covered. She was prepared.
You had a mask. You were masked during the interview.
Yes. Well, I mean, from home here, I have my hello. Let me put you right here. Look. Oh. Every possible type of mask, all the different colors, double side. I could pitch in here for the person who saw for me.
Sure.
This mask looks nice.
Cook.
We don't have an exclusive mask sponsor currently.
Pardon?
Kirk Langton did the masks?
Yes.
Bless, Kirk, bless.
Anyway, so you girl chatting, and we chatting how much children she have, how much children I have, the usual. And the sliding doors opened at Kuva Hospital.
Right.
And I came out, and everybody was in alien suits.
Yeah.
And ground floor into the entrance of the hospital was like so going into an empty, I wouldn't say warehouse, but it was so surreal, it was like going into a haunted house.
Yeah, like right now, like
you're not seeing life, you're not seeing the lights on because it was like a dark. And I had to go through.
It's the same empty hospital that they had for years sitting down there.
Yes, yeah. But let me tell you, posh. The floors, the walls, the lights, beautifully done. That hospital, I stayed in there, in that particular hospital for 15 days. Hot and cold water, the beds are beautiful, the air conditioning. Whoa, that was ponging, boy. That was ponging.
You heard it, folks. Ponging AC in quarantine.
Yeah.
Hot and cold.
You can't handle air condition. So I would two t-shirts, pajamas with tights underneath it. I sweat.
So did you feel like you were like in another country? You felt like you were in a whole different world?
Yes, but when I look at my beautiful window in my room, I could have seen the northern range. And when I tell you, I was crying grateful because I'm healthy.
Yeah.
On a ventilator.
Yeah.
And I am in a place where everybody was treating me so beautiful, so wonderful. Every doctor, every nurse, everybody inside of there was so compassionate. If it's thumbs up to those doctors, look, my camera here. All right.
Was there anything that you disliked about being in quarantine?
Other than being in quarantine?
Well, first of all, to be detained for 31 days is against your will. It was against my will.
Yeah.
Because I was fine, right?
Yeah.
Food was horrible.
Oh.
If I wasn't getting my own family to feed me the fruits, because I couldn't get food and nobody was allowed to visit at that time. We were, I wouldn't want to say guinea pigs, but we were really the first set, of people that...
Yeah. That was the beta testing.
Sounds like a guinea pig to me. I don't know.
A guinea pig to me. They took every possible test you could think of from that door. There were blood works, x-rays, vitals every 4 hours.
Right. I know how interruptive that can be. They just come
Yeah,
in, do it.
trying to sleep in the night.
Yeah.
So hear this. So that's one of the bad things they asked me.
Yeah.
One is they've already detected in day 2 that I'm asymptomatic,
Right.
meaning I have no symptoms of the actual of what they were saying were symptoms: cough,
Right.
cold, nose, body pain, diarrhea, vomiting, that kind of stuff. I didn't have any of those
You were
symptoms.
just as fun or you were fine.
Totally fine.
Okay.
But you're still coming to take my vitals every 4 hours. That means I'm not getting enough sleep.
Mm-hmm.
At my age, honey, my beauty sleep is important.
Yeah, I hear you.
So your girl getting a little annoyed with that. Breakfast.
Can I guess? It's either Vienna sausages and bread, or sardines and bread, or sometimes cheese and bread. They use a lot of blue band on the bread, which is white kiss bread. Did I mention?
No,
Right?
I didn't get any butter. That is real luxury.
Sorry, that was more you. Sorry,
Well, who get butter? I didn't get butter.
that was me. That's my hospital experience. My experience of hospital food is pretty much they give you as much milk as you can drink.
And awful sweet.
Cocoa tea in the morning, a big
No,
jug.
No
who
milk,
get cocoa tea? I didn't get cocoa tea.
white.
That's my experience.
It is mix up a vat of powdered milk, and everybody who could drink milk, drinking milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so pretty much standard Trinidad hospital fare.
Yeah, you're really giving us a nice inside
Right.
view. Yeah, man.
Who the prisoners this get?
The prisoners are, well, I know in Carrera, I hear they just get rice and peas and they try to cook it for themselves. But that's just a rumor. I don't have no proof.
Because I thought that was the same food. No, personally, I thought that was the same kitchen that would be making the same food for the prisoners.
Prisoners. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on what's happening now? We're up to 3,000 plus confirmed cases. How do you think, having had this illness, not had any like real major symptoms or anything like that, is there like a stigma for you? What would you recommend?
Well, I am happy to see now that once they detect that you're asymptomatic, they are asking you to stay home and quarantine instead of taking you out to the comfort of your home.
Yeah.
2 is the chances are you could take care of yourself better in your home in a comfortable environment rather than in a hospital where you're prodded every 4 hours, you're not comfortable, you're not eating properly. So I recall very clearly on the 3rd day I became hungry. I mean, So for now, I have to commend the HMO for realizing that if you're asymptomatic, stay home.
Yeah.
But if you have any kind of symptoms, I would recommend that you do go to the hospital, that you do get that treatment, because I have seen people on ventilators. I have been exposed to the people who need it. Don't be fearful.
Yeah.
Just realize this is a virus and it's a mind thing also. I believe at the beginning, because there was such a stigma of people dying away, because we look at so much foreign, right? It took, I feel it took a mental toll on us. And even the people who think they might have it slightly, the fear that grips you, and the people who know that you might have it, the stigma that you get is don't come near me.
Right.
I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Did you find that hurtful? Did you find that, like, personally you found it painful?
Maybe at the beginning, maybe at the one or two people that I spoke to at a point in time, woke me up to that. And I said, hard luck for that person. No, because if we had people thinking like that, we wouldn't have a medical fraternity, would we?
No.
They wouldn't want to come and be compassionate to people. Florence Nightingale, sacrificing yourself, Mother Teresa, all these people, they didn't shun people and stigmatize them. This
Usually
kind of
women, though. Usually women, eh?
How Camilla, how would you advise? So, like, we have some people watching this show now. I think we still have some people watching the
Yeah,
show.
man.
And it will be watched in weeks to come. What would you say? Okay, what would you tell me? I'm a germaphobe. I don't leave the house without my mask. I have my hand sanitizer. If
Do
you
it.
see character books on the focus thing, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's complete paranoia and thing. And that's me. So what would you tell somebody like me, who, as far as I know, I have not been positive or anything like that, but I'm scared of being infected? What would you tell somebody like that?
Okay, so what are you afraid of?
COVID.
You are afraid of contacting COVID because you think you will die? And you're afraid to die?
Well, no, I'm at a place
Like,
where
don't
I'm
afraid to
more
die.
comfortable with being okay with dying, right? But yeah, I suppose that's the end point. You're afraid that you will get very sick and that you will eventually die from the sickness.
All right, so here what?
I'm afraid of being isolated from my family. That's part of, like all the talks about people dying and their family have no access to them and stuff. That messing with me real bad.
Right, well, that I could understand.
Yeah.
No need for paranoia, though, just Lisa. I think you wear your mask and you sanitize your hands. Let's just say it's a procedure. If you had to go down the road and you had to put on clothes, or you go down the road without clothes, right? So it's like you wear your mask, you sanitize your hands. If you go in and out of a building, you're sitting in your car.
Yeah.
Consider it a process. You have to put on a bra if you have big boobs.
Yes, you do. I would know. I have big boobs.
Right. So it's a process. Other than there are times you wouldn't feel to put on clothes and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
market, right?
So what you're saying is adjust, evolve.
Yes,
Get
just
used to
evolve.
it
It's a
and
process.
try things. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be afraid and don't say that I'm doing this because I'm afraid. I'm doing this because I'm afraid of getting COVID. It's a process. I have to put on a bra because my nipples go show when I'm going down in the grocery. Oh God.
So
Some people like a little nip.
Oh my God.
Camilla, I'm only saying that because it's only now I start wearing bras and things. Like, I went for years without wearing, but I have too much boobs to speak of, but bras are horrible.
Mine are gigantic.
I don't like bras. I never use it. I only go to work with it. But it's a process.
Yeah.
You have to sanitize, you have to take care. The thing is, you have to take care of yourself. And that's the next thing. It is an aspect of taking care of yourself. You know how women do love themselves?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You know how a lot of women don't love who they are? This is a process. Consider this the first step in showing yourself that you love who you are.
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like how people now relate to you who know that you have had COVID-19, are there people who are still kind of scared around you, or have most of your friends and family just adjusted and said, well, she's had it, it's gone? So
Most of my family could run up to me and hug me, right? But I do have one or two friends or clients that will go like if they're trying to dodge something, you know.
Keep the 6 feet, like.
Stay still, you know.
So some people are a little shaky, they're a little nervous.
Yeah. But that's okay. I just laugh under my mask.
Well, you have a great attitude, Cameilla. I really appreciate you talking to us. The last thing I would ask is, if you were the health minister, Terrence Dalsing.
oh
I
yeah.
wouldn't wish that on anybody right now. He's under so much stress.
So
But if you were the health minister, what would be your number one priority?
Boy, I'm really sorry for him. I'm really sorry for him, you know. I guess he have to play politics too,
Yeah.
being in a bubble and being on the ground is a big difference.
Yeah.
Even though the doctors and the nurses were extremely compassionate, very attentive, they were all very young. They didn't have any experienced doctors there. And the system that higher up set to have the younger doctors on ground, I think just not connecting.
Okay. All right. So positively and euphemistically phrased. I really appreciate that.
I don't know how they just, like, partner, just put on your PPE and walk to the hospital.
Yeah.
So
I've sort of a little bit of a failure of connection on some
failure
level.
connections and relaying the medical issues, and I have to say, a lot of the people who initially died, rest their souls in peace, were a lot of older people with underlying issues that I felt, I don't know how true this is, that the doctors and the nurses didn't know how to handle the underlying issues.
Right.
I was asymptomatic, and I thought that I would be placed in a place where other asymptomatic people would. But that wasn't the case. I was in a room with people on oxygen and drips and had diabetes and heart disease, and they had us all jumbled in and mixed in. And for me, I think a system would have been, all right, Miss Ali, you're asymptomatic. We putting you in a different wing or different categorize how you have these people, if not by age, because I know younger people were on ventilators. Look, I knew a young man who was on a ventilator for a little while now, a week to 2 weeks, and he no smoking, no underlying issues, so it is a little, you can't say it's an old people virus anymore.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people have been kind of pushing that rhetoric. That people have to worry.
Get it.
No, but initially, I thought so too. But then my traveler is a young traveler, and I was afraid like hell for her, because the mindset I had was, once you've been diagnosed or tested positive for COVID, it will come in the night and attack you and you will die. But actually, it's a process. You will to feel, one day you will feel symptoms of a virus. If you don't pay attention to your body, it could spiral out of control, and hence you need the ventilators to breathe.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's a process. Pay attention to your body.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
And take care of yourself. You know, a lot of
Practice
doctors
self-care, get rest.
rest, keep drinking enough water, eat a lot of fruits and veg. Try to a lot of the sort of naturopathic people say boost your consumption of things like garlic, ginger, turmeric, things that naturally boost your immunity.
You know, Gil, whilst I was in hospital, my mother was packing bush tea for me every day. You know.
Bush tea!
That's your bush tea, right?
Bush tea.
What are we talking about? That's why my girl was in. No, let me do something like Trevor says now about that.
Because that's asymptomatic. She ain't get sick because
I don't want to be one of them promoting bush tea, but you know what?
Lemongrass, the garlic.
Yeah, bush tea.
Help the system.
Bush tea has been stigmatized for too long. Bring back bush
jam
tea.
jars.
Bush tea and jam jars.
The next joke.
So I think our minister is doing
A good job.
good job for the position that he's in. It is a lot of pressure.
What would you tell that girl who they call in Beach Becky? The one who say, I have my private beach. My family has a private beach.
The minister says he is not afraid.
And her father said,
He don't care. Bad for my girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I think that lady carried away, and maybe that video went viral. I don't know who she sent that video to. She put it on Facebook. Anyway,
I don't know.
That's what she did.
if her mother knew what she was saying.
You know why I will disagree with you? Because her father said in a Facebook post, where is it?
He was fully unapologetic. And
He was, right.
Yeah, he wasn't like cool about it at all. I don't think he had like zero chill about it. He was like, we're going down fighting. My daughter's a good girl. All wrong. Leave she alone. That was.
I totally agree with him. As a father, that is what he's supposed to do.
I hear you. You far too agreeable. Dude wrong. He needs to apologize on behalf of her and send her for some sensitivity training. You know, cut your allowance for a little 3 months. Let my girl survive a little hardship.
No, and lyrics, I agree. Lyrics, I agree. Good sense have to prevail. At this point, we don't need this kind of extra thing, man. Oh gosh, everybody already paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
You don't rub it into them now. Don't rub it. So let good sense prevail.
So be generous, be kind, be kind. I hear you. I agree. You know, we've had some really good feedback on the program today. Insightful, wonderful presentations. Thanks to Cameilla for sharing her experience. Yeah.
Therapy for the next year.
That's it right there. You know, so I'll wrap up at this point because this is usually a 20-minute show. We always say 20 minutes and we always go over. But
really?
we're 44 minutes in because you're such a delight, Cameilla. Thanks again for coming on the program, for sharing your story, your insights, and your very generous and kind and compassionate view of the world and life. And you know, all the best to you and yours in the future. From Femcom, Lyrics, and just Lisa.
Yeah, mommy, keep up with the bush tea.
Bush tea.
I know my mother is 81 years old and she could out you.
Oh, yeah. Bush tea, keep it in the near 80s, right? All right, guys. So we're gonna end the broadcast. Thanks so much for watching. Sean says this may be the best show yet. Thanks, Sean. We're growing in it. We're growing in it. Have a great day. Goodbye from Lyrics, Just Lisa, and our friend Camilla. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.